Wanted to learn new languages and to become a polyglot, but don't know how. Stick to the end so you will explore the options and the best way to become a polyglot. Russian, for example, depends on the Cyrillic alphabet, which is confusing for English speakers. It has six cases: neuter, masculine, and feminine, and the word changes after cases every time. Fail the case and you will be considered a beginner. The books don't speak for themselves, and you need to develop an extensive reading approach. But in the end, the vast majority of Russian-speaking countries, the richness of the language itself, for example, Tolstoy, and the heritage. German is the most used language in the European continent after the English. It will open doors for you in technology, medicines, and cars. Usually, people in big cities are speaking English. The cases and grammar is difficult. They have das, die, and der. It has no logic behind it. Exercises and we use Goethe Institute to study and to learn and to use their exercises during the time where after COVID it happened to be more of online teaching process, and they have a website dedicated for that. Your brain will adapt quickly and divide the words to digestible component. For example, Kranken is the diseased patient and house is the house. So house of the patient is the hospital, Krankenhaus. And for example, Geschwindigkeit Berger, I don't know how to Geschwindigkeitsbegrenzung. Tongue. Yes. Speed limit. French, on the other side, it's the language of arts and culture. The first language I started to study after the Arabic and English in the Alliance Française. They have the feminine and masculine. The same in Romance languages. The language school is perfect and the teaching is fun. What you will get is you will make connections quickly, even if you know few words. Ça va? Ça va. Korean language, now the languages will become more, let's say, different, because these next three categories are the hardest in their scale. Korean language and K-pop and Squid Games, the way the Korean thinks are different because their language is different. The Hangul alphabet is the most recent one. You can learn it in a short time and start reading Korean. Not so fast, because you have a different ways of speaking, of honorifics. So if you talk to different people, you will realize they use the specific words. And if you use Google Translate, you will often be considered as rude and impolite. So don't use Google Translate and start copying the same material that it's being provided to you. The speech will highly reflect your intelligence, your education level. Even a few words will take you far places. Mandarin Chinese, is the most widely spoken after English. The challenges you in tones. You have 4 tones. And in Cantonese it's 5 tones. So speak one tone different and often you will land in different meaning, different word, different writing. And you may get stuck in the character memorization. So you learn the pinyin and you start using Anki flashcards as soon as possible. Japanese, and who doesn't like anime? Not anime alone, but the most productive language after English in their research fields. So it's very um, technical language. It's the most expensive city in the world is Tokyo. They have three types of writing system: hiragana, katakana, and kanji. Hiragana is for their native words, katakana is for the foreign words, and kanji is the writing system for the Chinese word but pronounced in Japanese pronunciation, which is like vowel, a consonant and vowel, consonant and vowel, consonant and vowel, and that's the way. Much like the Korean, but there are slight differences. You get in the hustle culture, and maybe you will be a workaholic, which draws us to the last language in the video, which is Italian. Who doesn't like pizza and fast cars? They move their hands while speaking, and it's easy to get the structure similar to French and Spanish. You'll understand the culture of the Italian culture. Va bene, va bene. So why I stopped at 9 languages? Because below that is boring and shameful. I think if you don't know these main languages, and above that feels very superficial to know many languages in a superficial level, not deep. So the level I'm acquiring, I'm trying to achieve is B2, and that will take about 7 years in the one per day language, 1 day for each language. For 7 years, you will reach the level of B2, hopefully. So the key thing is to be entertaining and to be funny and to enjoy the process. So this will make you more likely to endure the time and the studies and the questions and the let's say up and downs in the language journey. So how do you do this? You immerse yourself in the language at the day which is provided to you. So you use italki, you use LingQ, you use Pimsleur, and you use Transy. So italki is to reserve the lectures, that's the teachers, and to schedule them. Pimsleur is to be used to enhance your listening and speaking in the target language while driving for long periods of time. LingQ is when you have free time, you download a lecture, you download a YouTube video and upload it to LingQ. You'll have the count of words for each language you're studying, and you'll know your level in each language. So you can optimize your level at Goldilocks zone, which is not above your zone, not below your zone, and you'll achieve the flow state. So LingQ is for writing and reading, Pimsleur is for listening and speaking, and italki is to hone your skills. And whenever you reach 10,000 words, you reach B2 level, and by this way, you know you reach the language and you switch to another language, because B2 is the most the highest level that a normal person can achieve to enter a status of upper intermediate, to be able to go into university, to speak to people, to communicate at different levels. And before I forget, use Duolingo and Lingodeer, but Duolingo is for the Western languages, Lingodeer is for Eastern languages. It has a structure, it has a better way of achieving the specific differences in word order. So you will understand the subject, verb, object, the structural of sentence. In Lingodeer, it's more obvious than Duolingo, but this is for Eastern languages mainly. And if you have a language that's not mentioned in the list that I spoke about. I want to learn more. You have Glossica. It cares about the endangered languages and the languages of different frequency and their ratings of speakers. So Icelandic, for example, you can get it from Glossica.